Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulullahi wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa sallim. Respected viewers at home, you are welcome to the lecture segment. I'm your brother Abdurrahman Dawood. And inshallah, just as I said at the beginning of this today's edition of the program, I said we are continuing on the family series. We have taken intentional parenting. We have looked at rights and duties of spouses. And inshallah, today we'll be looking at another aspect of the series, which is marital discords, causes, effects, and solution. So this is the topic we are going to be looking at. And of course, discord is usually between a man and a woman, between couples. So when you talk about marital discord, we are looking at this harmony, conflicts in the marriage. And of course, it's not marriage between a man and a man or marriage between a woman and a woman we're talking about. So inshallah, we have brought seasoned discussants, a man and a woman as well, to look at the topic from both sides, from both angles. I've got Dr. Mariam Shuaib. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hajja is a lecturer at the University of Benin, Department of Sociology and Anthropology. We have also brought Sheikh Abdulhafiz Sani. Abdulhafiz Sani is also from the Department of Pharmacognosy, University of Benin. Assalamu alaikum. Now, the stage is set. We are looking at the topic, marital discords, the causes, the effects, and solution. Islamic solution, definitely. Now, we are going to start with Hajja. What's marital discord? What does it entail?
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Before delving into marital discord, I would like to give a preamble about what marriage entails in Islam. Marriage in Islam is a sacred contract between a man and a woman. It is a miracle, an institution in which Allah has given to us for the purpose of procreation, for the purpose of protection, for the purpose of spiritual growth, for the purpose of tranquility, and for the purpose of peace. Allah said in Quran 30 verse 31 that part of this, among his signs is that he has created spouses from among yourselves so that you may find tranquility, peace. Now, coming back to the question, marital discord. Marital discord is simply the disagreements, dissatisfaction, tensions within a marriage. It ranges from communication issues, issues of child upbringing, issues of compatibility among others. Now, the question is it normal to have discord in a marriage? Of course, yes, it is normal to have discord in marriage, because for every relationship there's bound to be disagreements, there's bound to be misunderstanding, and a relationship wherein the husband is coming from this background, the wife is coming from this background, with two different personalities coming together to live as one. It is normal to have discord in marriage. However, when this discord becomes frequent, that's when it becomes abnormal.
Now, the issue of discord in marriage is normal. Is it Sheikh Abdulhafiz Sani?
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. We start in the name of Allah. We praise Allah, and we ask for Allah's peace and blessings upon the noble Prophet Muhammad. Now, I, as my sister has rightly put it, yes, it is not unexpected that a husband and a wife in a marriage can have some disagreement, dispute, and disalignment. But then it is not meant to be like something we should be happy it is happening. We shouldn't be happy. It's not like telling you that when you are getting married, just be prepared and be fighting every day, quarreling every day, arguing every day. No, this is not what it means. Rather, when we have come into marriage, that's why there are a lot of conditions for marriage. One of which is there has to be the agreement between the man and the woman. That's why uh, you ask the man to freely out of his mind say, I want to marry her. And she has to out of her mind say, yes, I want to marry him. It's like saying, do you actually love him? So let there be that. That's why Islam prohibits that a father, for example, will compel the daughter that this is the man you must marry. And the father can ask, are you sure you want to marry this man? Now, because it must not be a situation whereby somebody has been deceived into coming to live with another person for whatever reason, maybe for financial gains or for a reason of cementing the bond of a relationship you have with a particular family. You say, oh, my daughter must marry from there. Your daughter has to love the person that you can propose somebody for your daughter, but she has to love the person to go into that marriage, because it's more than besides too. Sometimes that's why you say that people have to really be sincere. Yes, the Prophet ﷺ, has told the young men that, oh youths, let the one among you who can afford, let him get married, because it is the best way to protect their private parts and to lower their gaze. Meaning that sexual satisfaction is one of the goals in marriage. But that does not mean that a man will just, for reasons of, oh, I don't want to do zina, you can just say, oh, this woman, I want to marry her for my sexual satisfaction. You have to ask yourself, the responsibilities that come with marriage, am I prepared to, stand in for them? A man, for example, will have to provide for the family financially. A man is expected to be patient. The Prophet described a woman as a reap, that, if you say you leave it will remain bent. If you say I must straighten it will be broken. Do you know what that means? That you don't expect the woman you are marrying to be a perfect being. So are you ready to actually show the level of tolerance, the level of kindness, the level of patience that is required for the marriage to, to be peaceful, to be successful? Are you ready for that? Then you know that you're going to have children by Allah's permission. So the provision on the children's upbringing, are you also, calculating that, putting that in your head, that, oh, I'm in for, a real task? Because when nushuz, when discord arises, sometimes it's as a result of pressure. You are feeling overburdened. You are thinking that the family is consuming more than you expected. Oh, all my salary is going for feeding the family. I can't continue like this. So, but then you should know what you were signing for when you were going to marry.
Now, the issue of you just mentioned some things begin to brew now when it comes to discord. When you have the marital, you are in the marriage and a lot of issues are arising because of pressure from. Let me get a cue of maybe early warning signs that discord is actually going. Maybe let's have Aja.
Alhamdulillah, discord is, like we said, is normal in marriage, and some of the symptoms are communication breakdown. You begin to feel like marriage is hard. You begin to communication becomes very, very difficult and very, very formal. When you get married, it's actually very easy to communicate. You say some of those sweet words, but over time it becomes something very, very difficult if not properly worked on. Another symptoms is avoidance of discussions that could connect you both. You begin to you shy away from discussing issues of finances, issues regarding children. Those are parts of the symptoms. And then you have this silent treatment where the house is kind of cold. Everybody feels like, feeling lonely, even when your spouse is actually present there. So these are some of the symptoms of marital discord.
Abdulaziz Sani, as a man, how do you begin to feel that signs of issues are coming?
Now, yes, the signs actually cannot be streamlined. you may not be able to calculate them, but we can cite examples of what you can see that make you know that there's problem. Now, and among such is you see experience a situation whereby it's like somebody is trying to hide something.
Okay.
You are observing your wife as if there's something she's trying to hide. For example, who are you talking with on the phone? You begin to feel like this talk that you are talking, that you're always like, when the call comes in, you are going inside, or you want to go out, or you want to cut the call, you tell the person, call me back later. The way the family runs in Islam is that the man and the woman, there is the expectation for there to be high level of trust. That I am not doubting, I am not thinking that something is happening that may be harmful to me, that you may want to be hiding from me. Okay, we have had situations of a wife is having some things that she is doing outside. Imagine somebody saying that the wife has bought a land and is building a house. The husband is not aware. Maybe in her hometown or in the very town that both of you are living. You are creating the room for the husband to think, are you up to something else? Is it that you want to stay here? Maybe by the time you are done developing what you are developing, you are likely going to quit and live your life the way that you want to live it. So this secrecy is one of the signs that something is happening. Who are you chatting with on the phone? Now, and you don't want your husband to know who you are chatting with, or it's my private life. There is privacy, but it has the level you take it, that somebody will begin to think that there should be something. Okay, dishonesty we were just talking about a person feeling overburdened financially. Now, you give money, you cannot account. A woman should not feel that the husband is being too, what do you call it now?
Stingy now, miserly.
Either you say stingy, or he's too, his eyes are too open on everything. When he says, Madam, the money I give you now, I tell you that. I mean, you went to market. How much is rice now? How much is beans now? How much is oil? This money, my plan was that it should be for a week. Now, just a day, two, you are saying that it's more. Not that the wife, it's not like the man is saying you are lying, but convince him that, the last time I went to market, this was how much. But when I went back, if you are thinking, okay, maybe you go to market next time, you buy. Let there be transparency. Let me
take it back to the causes now. We have looked at the symptoms, some of the early signs. Now, what may have caused some of these things to happen, this cause?
Among the causes, you see, the understanding of the institution of marriage itself, what marriage entails, is one of the causes of this discord. Because it's like coming into marriage, like, this was not what I expected. I didn't know this is what marriage is all about.
People used to watch soap opera, so
yes.
The way
for example, your wife is pregnant, you did not know that as a man you will be responsible for the antenatal. You say, and the different common, Madam, what is the problem? You're always complaining. It's not my fault.
Maybe the wife won't vomit on your body.
Vomit on the floor, or it tells you I can't enter the kitchen to cook. I'm becoming allergic to some of the things that are happening, and you are taking it personal. You are thinking that no, madam, you are manifesting something else. I can't take this. No, it can't be. No, I didn't. I mean, no, you have to. You can talk out. You can ask people that have been in marriage before. Look, my wife is manifesting something. Somebody can ask, she pregnant? So people are not sometimes properly educated on what marriage entails. So when some of the realities of what I married begin to manifest, they begin to think that no, this is more than what I expected. For example, Islam says a woman should never turn down the sexual advancement of the husband. You can't tell your husband, I better roll yourself, because he says you should. There has to be a genuine reason. Otherwise, at any point in time he wants to see you, you have to be available. So, but a situation where the woman is thinking that waiting, na gari,
Na food.
abi na food, all the time you are trying to
Let me also add that some of the causes of marital discord is stressors, external stressors. You know, as marriage is actually it's something that is we see as hard, but marriage in itself is not hard. It is we, the individuals, that are making it hard. So the stressors are coming from, for instance, from work life. Sometimes when you, after having a hard day at work, and then you come home and then you just want to deposit everything, and then the reactions that flow from both spouses could lead to discord. Another stressor is financial issues. The issue of finance is a whole lot when you're thinking about bills to pay, school fees, house rent. This could actually put pressure in spouses. Marriage becomes very, very difficult trying to merge the issues of finance, and this again could lead to several
But there is love.
reactions.
Is there no love again?
No, there is love, but sometimes when you are battling with stressors,
So when there is financial issue, love disappears.
no, it doesn't disappear.
Okay.
And that's why we should be able to manage everything together. We should be able to strike a balance. We should be able to understand, okay, when my husband is having issues with finances, the wife should respond in a way that gives the husband peace. But if, for instance, a husband is complaining of finances, and then the wife come in and add her own part of the whole thing, and then you see the whole problem escalate, then again we have high expectations in marriage. This could also be another cause of marital discord.
So you are expecting everything. Maybe you have watched this one video and you see the way they live as if that's how life is.
Yes, you think everything is just full of roses.
No. I don't know if there are a lot of things may have caused it.
No.
There are so many. Besides that, sometimes you have external influences disturbing the marriage, the connection the woman has with people outside. Sometimes in-laws can be part of the problem. You are a mother-in-law who believes the reason since the time you have come into the house, what she used to get from the son has reduced. You have your son, my son is no longer as caring for the younger ones as he used to do. So these are things that ordinarily they are supposed to be understood. Oh, this man has got responsibility of his own now that he has to face. So we have to reduce the expectation. What we expect him to do for us. But otherwise, when this is not properly managed, when the relatives are not understanding, it can be a problem. It can also come from the woman's side, that the relatives of the woman mounting pressure on the woman. This is your husband. We don't understand. We are not seeing the sign of progress, development. We are not getting anything from you. How can you be married just like that? You turned your back on everybody. Now, so this can equally affect and disturb the peace of the marriage.
No,
The same thing happens with
I also
friends.
think that
Yeah.
one major cause of marital discord is lack of intimacy between spouses. You know, sometimes some of us have communication issues, and then probably, in the other room, when probably you are not satisfied and you are unable to communicate with your spouse that, oh, I didn't like the way you do it, I didn't like, and then you just start having some kind of aggressive behavior, maybe during the day, resulting from the other room. So these are some of the issues that causes marital discord.
Maybe one party is satisfied, the other is not satisfied.
Exactly.
Yes, no doubt. The Prophet ﷺ, you see, that's why the issue of having the knowledge of what it entails. The Prophet ﷺ has advised that you don't just, do your thing with your wife, and when you are done, you just jump up. The same thing, you don't even just jump in. You have to come with preambles. Yes, what they call maybe foreplay, whatever. All of that have to come in. You have to make the place lively. Let everybody be in the mood. Get it. Do it. Not, just to satisfy myself. You should be concerned about how the other person feels. So it's all part of it. Besides that, you see, marriage is an institution of responsibilities, rights. You should know that my wife has a right, my husband has a right. Don't trap one another's right. Even though we cannot actually be perfect with fulfilling the rights of one another. For example, in the time of the Prophet, a woman came to the Prophet and said, I want to be divorced. I want my husband to divorce me. What is the problem? No any serious problem. I'm not complaining about his religious commitment. I'm not saying whatever, but I don't like him. I don't like him, and that's all. Will you return the mahar? Can you return it to him?
That's the bride price.
Yeah, the bride price.
Coming from this angle.
Okay, hold on. Let's finish that.
And the Prophet said, the woman said, yes, I can. And it was returned. A garden was returned to the man as mahar, and the marriage was broken. That love was no more there. This is what it means.
Okay.
Sometimes you can really be like a publicly adjudged righteous person. And then the person you are living with in the house is telling you, sorry, they are mistaken. But that's their own. But me, my own is that you are the worst person to live with. So I can't continue. Sorry, let me leave.
Now. So you wanted to say something.
You see, the issue of disrespect in marriage is one major cause of marital discord. I think we are in a patriarchal society where men crave respect, where men actually need respect, and Allah has actually told us in the Quran and has given men a little upper hand. Now, and then you find situations in marriage where respect is actually very, very lacking. The husband, feels that, because I'm actually the head of the family, he doesn't respect the wife, and then vice versa. The wife also wants to retaliate, probably the manner in which the husband addresses issues in the house. So these are the issue of respect is also very, very paramount in a home.
I think you see, and then also the matter of lack of appreciation. We are not grateful to ourselves for the small contributions we are doing to make things work. The man is spending, you should be grateful. The woman is committed to doing some things to really, play her own part in making the family stand. You are not appreciative of that. And you are only looking at the error, the mistakes. How did you did not do this one way? You didn't do that one way. I have warned you. Don't do this. Don't try this. You have done it again. Look, I will scatter this up. No. Appreciate those small contributions. In fact, the Prophet says now when he said, sorry, the women will be more in the hellfire. The response he gave when he was asked why is that they are not grateful to their husbands. That if the husband were to have been so nice, a little mistake will cancel every niceness the man has done in the past. So there has to be gratitude, and it's mutual. It's not only the man, that has to be appreciated. The woman too has to be appreciated.
Now, inshallah, on this note, we are going to open the phone line so that our viewers at home can be part of this discussion. The phone line to call is 090 436 2225. The number once again is 0904 436 2225. The number is already displayed on our screen. So do well to be part of this discussion. It's an heated one here, and Father, I'm feeling the heat. Well, we have talked about some of the symptoms, what marital discourse entails, the symptoms, we have looked at the causes. Of course, we cannot talk about all of it. So let's leave it at where we have got into. So let's look at effects. The effect of marital disharmony. So, Doctor.
Now, one of the effects of marital discord is chronic stress. We are all, alhamdulillah, we are all married, and because the truth is, issues are inevitable in a marriage. There is no one single marriage that will tell me, oh, I've not encountered an issue, with one spouses. And then this comes with a lot of stress. For instance, a situation where
Sorry, I have to cut you there. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Now,
my name is Ibrahim Momo.
okay.
I'm calling from Ekuma in the Ekuma in the state, as you say. My first question, I have to ask two questions to command the panel for a wonderful job. My first question is, oftentimes you see one of the key stressors or internal stressors have to do with family versus family. The woman, for example, the man, for example, comes from a particular family, and then he's now married or she's not married into a new family. Balancing that is always a very difficult challenge. So, how does Islam resolve the issue of family versus family, if you understand what I mean? Then the other issue I'd like to quickly ask about is about finance. Nowadays, I think the men expect, the women expect the man to pay all the bills, whereas the man is expecting the woman she's cheating. She's working after all. Why is she not cheating? So it becomes an issue of marital discord. I think it's important that we get what is the family standard. Because sometimes, particularly with the side of the men, they are saying, okay, the young woman, you are working, contribute your part. Is it the duty of the woman to play a part? Is that what the plan says?
Okay, thank you very much, Ibrahim Momo from Ekuma in Edo State. Now we appreciate the question. Thank you for joining us in this discussion. Now the question is as family versus family. Marriage is coming together of two families now. So when you have the families having issues now, so how do you resolve such?
Now, you see, understanding Islam is very important in this matter. A husband and a wife, they are primarily responsible to themselves.
Okay.
The husband and the wife are responsible to themselves. But that does not mean that the families are cut off, that they are not to be integrated. Especially Islam advocates that we have to be, there for our relatives. Then Africa too, we are living as a big family. Now, when you understand this, don't think that because we are married, no family person should have anything to do with us. No, they will have things to do. But the problem can arise. The family should know their limits. That they don't have to control what is happening in the house. You don't dictate for the husband, for example, when you are from the woman's family, that this is how you must do it.
So we have a caller. Hello, caller. Assalamu alaikum.
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa barakatuh.
This is Abu Mariam from Lagos.
Welcome. Go ahead, please.
Okay. My question is to Abu Salma, my very good friend.
Thank you, sir.
So I want to ask, in a relationship or in any marriage, it's always good for the couples to forgive one another. So I want to ask, what are the red flags that the husband will do and the woman will say, I can't forgive you? Or what the woman will do and the other will say, I can't forgive you? You just have to end this relationship. So what are the red flags in marriage?
Okay, thank you.
Before that, let me quickly round up. The rule in Islam is this: when a man has married a woman, the man is the highest authority over her. So the father of the woman does not control her. The mother doesn't control her. Just as the right, of this man now over his wife is not shared by his own father. The father of the man is not to control the wife in the house of the man, neither the mother. So it has to be understood that, and so where your understanding of Islam comes in, everybody should fear Allah. Your influence on the
okay, sorry, I will have to cut you there again. Now, have you caller? Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa barakatuh.
Yeah, my name is Hamza Mohammed. I'm calling from Kenya. Okay. I want to thank the lecturers for their contribution, and I also want to ask them, both of them, a question. And the question is, how does infidelity and polygamy relate to marital discourse? Yeah, all
right. Wa alaikum assalam wa barakatuh. The issue of infidelity, the issue of polygamy. So,
now, I see the issue of fidelity is actually something that poses a lot of threats in the home. There is no marriage that will be happy when probably the husband is cheating or probably the wife is cheating. And the Quran has actually given Allah has told us in the Quran that about infidelity, do not even go near it, do not commit fornication, do not commit adultery. So it is even a no for a Muslim to even think about infidelity. And infidelity is something that could even lead to divorce, because the fact that you have the feeling of threat that, oh, my spouse is cheating on me, my spouse is misbehaving, these are issues that could actually break a marriage.
Now the red flag that's red flag.
Because it's as he connected the question, a man who feels, oh, I'm not okay with just one, Allah gave the window. You can add a second wife, a third, a fourth, maximum 4. So you can do this. So there's no room for it. Like my sister said, it can actually be a reason for divorce. When Allah said, Azani, la yankihu ila zaniyatan mushikatan, that a fornicator does not fornicate with anybody but a fornicatress. The same thing, vice versa. So the fact that my husband is messing around is enough for a woman to request for divorce. Sorry, because Azani la yankihu, a person who is a fornicator cannot marry a person who is decent, who is moral. A fornicator for fornicator, an adulterer for an adulterer. That is how it should be connected. You married me because I'm wearing hijab, because you think I'm decent. They only to bring me to the house and then you are messing around. Allah gave you room, marry a second wife if you can no longer be satisfied with one. Then on the other question about what can
be a red flag that you can no longer forgive the partner.
Forgive. There is no sin that cannot be forgiven unless it is, and that's for Allah, unless it is shirk. Shirk can be repented from. Any sin can be repented from. So it's a matter of it's going to be a personal issue. It's a man that will say, look, if you do this, that's final. The woman will say, if you do this, final. But we should not make issues like this. You are give room for people to make changes, to make amends. Get counselors to be involved. Get advisors, mentors to be involved in your matter when it's getting out of hand. Let people talk to you, people of experience, advanced persons, learned persons, upright persons. Let them put their voice in your matter, and inshallah it will be resolved.
Now let's just look at the solution. We have problem, marital discord. A lot of problems. Husband wants to punch the wife wants to, things like that happen in our society. So what are the Islamic solutions? Let's start from Haja.
Alhamdulillah, first of all, the first solution is holding on to the rope of Allah and trusting in Allah. We must understand that marriage is not a tug of war. Allah actually, gave it to us for the purpose of peace and tranquility. And we must understand that marriage is not a competition between you and Oga. It's a relationship that should be, that should be nurtured. And when this relationship it's nurtured, it creates teamwork. It becomes a garment, for one another.
Okay, 1 minute.
Yes, I want to come from the angle of what the Dr. Ibrahim Momo came from when he was asking about the contribution, financial responsibilities. What is the limit of a woman's support? Because the whole thing is usually placed on the altar. The fact is, marriage is an institution whereby we also have what you can call agreements or yes, a kind of covenant or promises that we have made. Okay, it's allowed in Islam. Let me make this point: that before you get married, your wife is a career person. You tell her that this is how much you are going to contribute in the house if you are going to be working. It's allowed in Islam.
Okay.
And so that's why the Prophet Islam says, Al-Muslimun ala shurutihim. The Muslims are to follow the conditions they have laid for themselves. If the wife has told you that if you marry me, I must work, don't break this promise. Give her the room to go and work. If you want to give her condition that if you work, you are going to make a contribution, let it be clear. So let it know that after we have entered.
That point is getting your final note on this.
So you see, Muslims must be committed to continuous education of themselves in this religion. Attend gatherings where you will continue to hear this is what Islam says. Don't do what you want to do. Do what Allah says.
Thank you very much, Jazakumullah khairan. I'm afraid this is a convenient point for us to stop this discussion. We have been looking at the topic marital discord, causes, effect, and solution. We had Dr. Mian Shuaib in the studio and Ustaz Abdulafi Sani. Jazakumullah khairan for honoring our invitation. Inshallah, viewers at home, thank you for being part of this program or this edition of the program. We urge you to also be part of the subsequent ones. I'm your brother in Islam, Abdurrahman Dawood, signing out, saying Salamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam.